Frank, man, congratulations. I felt like tonight you made a huge statement for the division. Just kind of break down the fight for us in terms of when you knew that more or less this was your fight.
Like the second round.
That early?
Yeah, the second round I felt like I had him kind of confused. He didn't really know what shots to throw. You know, he was relying on that right hand like the whole fight. He threw a few other shots, but mainly he was just trying to catch him with that right hand. So I was just standing out the way of it.
I think you got a little hesitant once you started to catch him with some counters. And
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like.
I guess he felt who was the stronger man tonight.
I know that was a big thing coming into this fight, is he felt that his size would play a role, but you nullified everything that he had. But I think your speed really gave him trouble, and I think your speed really shone through in the fight tonight.
I mean, I feel like I showed a little bit of speed, power, slickness. You know, I feel like I showed a little bit.
How much of a factor do you feel your footwork was in the fight? Because obviously that confused him.
Yeah, the footwork, that was a part of the game plan too, just kind of moving my feet, not standing in one spot. Sometimes I felt like I got kind of stuck in one spot, so I pick him up and try to move just to throw him off. But I feel like my feet was the main part for the night. You know, that was.
When we spoke before the fight, you said the one thing that you were really adamant about doing in this fight is not getting hit with the kind of shots in this fight that you got hit against Marinez.
Yeah.
How happy were you with your defensive?
I feel like it was good. I feel like I was flat when I fought Marinez, and then we really didn't have a game plan. You know, just like everybody was like, oh, he fought a guy who was 2 week notice. I didn't get to train for him either. You know, so. A lot of time, late replacements be on standby, so they kind of always know they might have a chance to fight a guy, so they can have more of a chance to prepare, I feel like. But I had about the same amount of time, maybe less. But I had time to train for the guy I just fought, Rivera. I had some time, and I wasn't going to just stay there and get stuck. You know, when I fought Marinez, I kind of stayed there and tried to, bang a little bit instead of boxing and, setting stuff up.
What are the things in there that you've done that you recognize that frustrated him the most?
Just the movement, just the movement, the jab. Like sometimes I just get it out there and then pop it and just keeping it out there, just boom, boom. Just kind of being a little irritating with the jab, even though sometimes I might not shot it at him, just having it right there as a distraction. I might have it out there and hit him with a left, so he ain't know what was coming, where a shot was coming from. So
are you a little disappointed? You didn't need to use excessive movement. Like it was just stepping over. What would you share with young fighters on being able to do that and not wasted movement, too much lateral movement?
It's just everything's small, like everything's small. You don't gotta do too much, Sometimes when you get to doing too much, you overexert yourself. You waste too much energy. So everything just really calculated movements, small steps and stuff. From defensively to everything, you don't want to be doing too much or, moving too fast sometimes.
Do you feel like you beat him just across the board in every way, front foot, back foot?
Yeah.
Frank,
are you a little bit disappointed you didn't get the stoppage, or the fact that it was such a dominating fight is satisfying enough?
I mean, it's cool. Like I said, if a stoppage came, I'm always ready to go to distance. We always train the rounds to go to distance, so it ain't never a disappointment. If you get a shutout, rather a knockout. I dropped the guy. We ain't get the stoppage, but it's all good.
Did you think you had him right after you dropped him?
I felt like if I would have pressed the gas more, if I would have just got on him, I feel like I could have got him up out of there. But I kind of was kind of patient. I was a little too patient. I feel like if I would have just after the round I dropped him, and if I would have just went hard on him and just went out, I feel like I probably could have got him up out of there.
Because you had a decent amount of time in the round.
Yeah. It was a couple rounds I feel like that I pressed the gas. Like if I would have pressed the gas, he was kind of ready to go. I could just tell by his body language.
It was an impressive performance. How would you personally grade yourself tonight?
I got to go back and watch the fight. You know what I mean? I ain't get the knockout or nothing. I dropped the guy, but I won. I feel like I dominated in the fight, so I got to go back and see the fight and see exactly how I look.
Frank, congratulations on the win. Man, you don't look like you were in a fight tonight. What message do you think you sent the lightweight division tonight?
I'm ready for them. I'm ready for all of them. So hopefully they, they see what's up now.
You know, Ryan Garcia, he pulls out of the fight. If for some reason he also doesn't make the Tank fight, what do you think of the fight?
Yeah, we could go. We could go. We could go. You know, I just fought the title eliminator or whatever for the WBA, so we could go.
What would that fight look like?
It'll be a good fight. It'll be an explosive fight, two fast fighters, two strong, explosive fighters. It'll be a dope, dominant fight, you know. Explosive fight. It'll be an explosive fight.
Do you feel like you guys being familiar with each other from sparring and whatnot, that would play a role in the fight at all?
Nah, you know, that was years ago. You know what I mean? So he had come to the ring with something different, and then, you know, vice versa, I'd do the same.
So who do you want next? Who do you want?
Whoever.
You mentioned Rolly, and I saw you look over at Rolly in the ring. Do you feel that's a fight that can be made?
I mean,
obviously,
it could be made, man. I just did that because I just, you know,
saw him?
people be talking. He in here, you know, he in the venue or whatever, and, you know, I heard him talking about my people, so I had to say something, you know. I had to say something.
What do you think about him wanting to fight your promoter instead of you in the same division?
That's why I said something, you know what I mean? That's why I said something, but, you know, and I knew he was here, so, you know, that was what that was about. But
what would you rank Rivera? Because, you know, you made it look so easy, but this is from the outside. But out of all the opponents you faced, was he the toughest?
Marinez was the toughest. I knew that from the jump. Marinez would be the better fighter. It was just people look at undefeated records. You know, it's fighters with losses that's better than a lot of guys that's undefeated. You know, styles make fights. You know what I mean? We knew that Marinez was a better fighter than just more experience and stuff. We knew the guy I fought tonight would be have more finesse and stuff, but Marinez was the more experienced and, you know, game fighter.
So you felt going into the fight though that Marinez was going to be a more difficult fight, but you obviously didn't say it for obvious reasons. You didn't want to, from a promotional standpoint, maybe say that before.
Marinez would be. Oh, you talking about going into this fight?
Yeah, you didn't want to say it.
Yeah, but we knew. I knew that I was going to have the fight with Marinez was going to be a tougher fight than this fight. Okay. You know, I can't really say that, stand on that, because I didn't have time to train for him. I had time to train for Rivera.
Frank, I don't know if the WBA is giving you clarification. With this eliminator, have they told you definitively what's next in terms of title shots?
No, they ain't really said too much.
Yeah, because I know Devin holds all the titles, but there's also the secondary titles. I'm wondering which one was this an eliminator for, and which one would you want to go for?
Man, I'm trying to get all the belts. Yeah. I'm trying to get all the belts.
With this win, your trainer Derek James solidified trainer of the year.
Yeah, I feel like he been deserved it, man. You know, he been deserved that. We gonna keep winning, you know, and hopefully, you know, he keep getting his flowers, you know, because we do a lot of stuff. We real quiet on our end, so a lot of people don't know what's going on. So, you know, a lot of people don't gravitate to that type of, you know, environment when they don't really know what's going on. So a lot of, you know, I feel like they don't show a lot of love on this side.
So what was the game plan specifically? Speaking of Derek James, what was specifically the game plan? Was it just to use the feet or
use the feet, take away the jab, take away his jab, watch out for the right hand. We knew he would throw the jab cross hook, you know, so we was gonna be ready for that, but he didn't really throw it tonight. So really the only shots he was really trying to throw, only shot he was trying to throw was the right hand. So he kind of made it way easier than he made it easy, just trying to land that right hand.
Frank, Earl was yelling instructions, seemed like from ringside. Could you hear that? And
yeah, I heard it.
What did he tell you?
Press the gas, you know what I mean? You can get him up out of there, just press.
Was that double jab and that double jab on top of that straight left in the body, was that the Errol Spence Derek James special, or that's just the slow, you know, that's gonna slow him down, you know, every time, you know, so that's gonna take a little notch from him every time.
Did you feel in some ways you were so good tonight, so dominant, and it's gonna make it harder for you to get the fights that you want?
Hopefully it don't.
I know hopefully, but sometimes
hopefully
that's the way.
It don't. Yeah, that's how it go. That's how it go. But you know, I'm right there now. You know, so it's gonna be some fights that happen when we been in you know, my ranking gonna change and jump up. So I feel like I will get some, you know, some shots.
Did you hear the chants real quick? You can't see me, ghost. Is that something that you're familiar with? Or?
Nah, my people must have made that up. They must have got their little vibe going and made that up.
Frank, big picture, just taking away from this experience, headlining a card in Vegas, putting on the show against an undefeated fighter. What do you take away from this whole week moving forward?
Man, I ain't got the process none. You know, I ain't got to lay back and process the moment. But it was a blessing to be able to come out here, headline a show and my first show or whatever in Las Vegas, and then be the guy who everybody thought was this top, this big threat or whatever, go out and do a shutout. That's a blessing. So I want to go back and I like to watch my fights and look at all the mistakes I made. So I want to go back and just see how the fight went, with my own eyes.
How likely is it that we start seeing on Errol's cards and him kind of pushing you the way we've seen other fighter promoters push the
It's gonna go up. Yeah, y'all gonna start seeing me. Y'all gonna see me a lot more. All right now.
Derek, you think it would be a travesty if he doesn't win Trainer of the Year this year based on the year all of you guys have had?
Yeah, absolutely. I think he got it. He should have it. It wouldn't be right if he didn't get it.
Thanks, man.
All right now. All right.
Good to see you again, man. See you on the next.